Welcome in. It is day 191, and you're speaking to the Meeples Champion. And today, we're going to be going over a smaller game. It's one that I haven't gotten to get to the table very often, but I'm definitely starting to see that it fits in with certain groups on certain styles of knights. The game is called King of 12. Now, the concept is you're going through these multiple rounds, where basically first you roll a die, and you all see the number that you roll. Then you have to pick cards from your hand. You all have the same cards, they all have abilities, so you all play one face down. When you all place one face down, you flip. Anybody who's played the same card as other people, their cards cancel out, those cards go away. Then, whoever cards are left, they activate their abilities. Some of them may say add so much to the number, some may say double the number, some of them may say flip your die to the opposite side. There's a bunch of options. You do this, you finish now with your stage. You move on to the next stage, comparing your dice. So now you look, and again, any die that have the exact same number are eliminated. So if you have 5 people playing the game, and 3 of them have a 9 showing, those 3 are out. Whoever numbers are left, you then see who has the highest number. Whoever has the highest number is going to get the money for that round. You then play this out until you've done you've played 6 of the 7 cards. And then once you've done that, you're going to then compare based on the different wins that you had, the total money that you won. And whoever has the most money is going to win. Again, you cancel out people who are equal. This is the interesting part of the game, is that you have to be very aware while you're doing really well, you don't want to do so well that you end up tying somebody else. Because sometimes the first and the second player end up tying, and the third player ends up coming in and snaking stuff. So you have to really keep track of all of it in every stage. So once you've gotten to the point where you've done the money count, you see who has got the most money after you've eliminated all the doubles. That person will put a face down card underneath their stuff, and they have won a round. You play the game until somebody has won 2 rounds, and when they have, they win the whole game. It's really simple. The game can fly. It depends on number of players. This one goes, it's actually 2 to 4, I'm sorry. So 4 players is the max you'd have. But, this game goes in 15 minutes is its average timing. I think that it's a really interesting little game, and it fits in with certain styles of groups. We'll get into those styles during our 7 categories, so let's jump right into it. When it comes to the art, there's not much when it comes to those dice or those cards. I don't think it's bad. It's not like there's a huge amount of theme here. But I liked the box. The only reason I bought this game, it was not on anybody's top 100s list from the stuff I watch on YouTube. It wasn't on a big list on Board Game Geek. I didn't see it on Board Game Arena. I just so happened to be walking around a store. I saw this box and it grabbed my eye, and I was like, that kind of looks interesting. What's that? And I tend to like smaller games on occasion. I like to build up that stock. So I pulled it out. I took a look. I mean, the box is what grabbed my eye, so I have to think that the art's good. It's got to be a thumbs up. The components, you have your cards and you have your dice. They're both really done well. And then there's the cardboard for your money. I mean, for me, it's fine. It's thumbs up. Your price. The price was pretty much just around $20, maybe $25. I've never seen this in anything outside of a regular board game store, so I can't judge it on Targets or on going to your Barnes & Noble, but I'd say it's probably in 1, maybe 2 out of every 5 board game stores. It's not a huge game, but it's out there, it's cheap, thumbs up. Your difficulty. I think this is a game that's really fun for kids and for beginners, and I think experience can definitely get into play this. I don't think an expert's going to lose their mind to want to play this game, but maybe if they're with a couple good friends who don't like board games, this might be one they can get to the table. I don't think it's an intro game really to the bigger gaming. I don't feel like it's in that type of level. If anything, it's a very, very small intro game to maybe like if you're looking for flipping rights or rolling rights, this would be an okay way into that area. But to me, this is very, very entry. So I'm going to give it a thumbs up. When it comes to your replayability, it's all about playing it the same in one night. I don't think you're going to play this a bunch during the year, but when you pull it out, you're going to play this game 4 or 5 times in a row because it's so fast. You'll be able to play it that many times in about an hour. So I think it's got replayability. It's just going to be sparingly pulled off the shelf. Thumbs up. When it comes to those keys to victory, like I said, you have your card abilities, you have your roll, and you're basically just trying to go from here's my roll, here's my card. Based on who has the most cards, you go to the effect dice. Who has the most dice affects the money. Affects the money is going to affect who wins the round. 2 rounds. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. I don't feel like there's a lot of keys to victory other than perception. And that's in 2 ways: reading what your opponent might be thinking, and also keeping track of what cards they've already spent. Now they don't have to show you what they've spent, but you being able to keep track mentally and go, okay, I know that person spent their 4 card already. So now I know that card is off the table for them, and it's opening up the possibility for when I play mine. Or 2 people spent their card at the same time and canceled, and you go, okay, now my card is wide open. Can this card help me win a round? So that's important to me. But in general, outside of perception, there's not a lot of keys to victory. I have to say thumbs down there. Is the game unique? I think that the game is fun, and I definitely don't feel like I see another game that does exactly what this does because of that cancel out feature. But in general, I don't think it's unique. There are plenty of games that are dice manipulation, and this is just extremely simple dice manipulation. It's fun, I like it, but I could pick another 10 games off the shelf that are a slight level above it, but still okay for kids or for beginners to play. That's dice manipulation. I just feel like this one is a really, really good intro one, and it's a fun, quick game. But in general, it's not unique. Thumbs down. Overall, what do I think? I think that if you're brand new to the gaming area, I wouldn't recommend necessarily to get this one right away because I don't feel like this is a great intro game for the normal gamer. When I look at myself, when I started getting into gaming, this would not have been a great start game because I don't think it would have excited me for the next chapters of board gaming. But I think if you are already into gaming and you have some family and friends who don't really want to get into your bigger games, and you think they'd be okay with some of your more entry games, but even those they look at them and they get a little bit pulled away from, this is a good one for them. You'd be able to add it to your collection, play a really simple game where you go, hey, let's play this, and they don't get overwhelmed because it's so simple. And then once they've gotten a little used to like, oh, there's a die, there's some cards, and here's some money. It's not a lot, very simple. Now you might be able to say to them like, hey, why don't we play some of these roll-in rights? Why don't we play some of these flip-in rights? Because this will help introduce them to the concept, and that would be a nice slow burn to get you there. So that's the real recommendation on if you should buy this. Outside of that situation, I don't feel this is a must-have by anybody, but I don't think it's a bad game at all. I think it's acceptable. But that's just my opinion. Maybe you really don't think of this game as that level of entry, or maybe you just really like the concept of these cancel outs and the fact that somebody doing well doesn't mean that they're going to win the game because somebody in the back can still come up and snake stuff, which is kind of cool. Well, it has been day 191, and we've been speaking about the game King of 12. And you've been speaking to the Meeples Champion. Like, share, subscribe, and check down below in the description where I'll be adding an Amazon link in case you want to get this game for your collection. Until next time, I'll talk to you tomorrow.